Hey everybody, it's Jay here with Bicycle Motorsports, and this video is going to be on how you remove this magnet from your 66cc motor after you've removed the magneto itself around from this magnet. Now, all these motors are a little different in how they're put together, but I've seen other tutorials where guys were able to just slide this magnet right off with no problem, and that was it. They just went about taking apart the crankcase. In this instance, my motor, the magnet was on there, is on here, so tight that I've tried using pry bars, one on each side. I've tried tapping it a little bit with a hammer and a piece of wood just to try and loosen it, and none of those methods would work. I emailed a couple guys online who are more experts in this field, and they just kind of made the same suggestion. Try pry bars, hammers, whatever, and none of it worked. And just by coincidence, I was just doing some searching online, and doing searches for products that pull and random Google searches. And I came across this cool device right here. This is a faucet puller for pulling the faucets off of sinks during home remodeling. These two sides right here go on each side of the bottom of the faucet, and you turn this, and it's sort of a corkscrew principle. This pushes down, and as it pushes down, it pulls the faucet up. So I went online and I purchased one of these, thinking that I could apply that to this purpose. And one thing I noticed when I purchased it is that the very bottom here was the same thickness as you see right here. So the magneto has about 1/8 of an inch of space between the crankcase and the magnet itself. That's what I meant to say. The magnet and the space between it is about 1/8 of an inch. So this was definitely not going to fit underneath the magnet. So I took my Dremel and I just simply grinded away some of the material here, giving it a taper. If you look closely now, you can see that it's tapered down at an angle, enough so that it would slide underneath the magnet. And so right now I'm going to give this a try. I just tried it a minute ago before I started making the video, and I thought, you know what, in case there's anybody else out there having the same issue, I should document it and post it to my channel. So I'm going to put it back underneath, and I've actually marked the magnet just so and I've also put marks here on the motor itself, just so when I'm trying to put this back on, I know exactly which position the magnet should be in, and just makes things a little easier in the future when I'm ready to reassemble everything. So I'm going to turn the magnet like this, give me a little more space, and try and get this underneath the magnet. Now I actually have a little space under here because, like I said, I started doing this right before I decided to make the video. So anyway, I've got it pretty well wedged underneath the magnet. Just got to line it up, and you reverse thread this. So if you look closely, you reverse thread this part, and then start threading it or turning it clockwise so that this center piece is right on top of this piece right there where my index finger is touching. So you start turning, and you'll feel it get tight. Everything starts locking into place, and what you want to do is take this piece and pull up, or actually, I'm sorry, push down to keep these two arms in place. And then you can actually hold it with your hand, make sure they don't slide out, and start turning. And as you can see, the magnet is slowly coming up, and it's coming up really easily. And I can assure you, before I got this tool right here, I tried everything. I literally used screwdrivers, flathead screwdrivers, these pry bars. Nothing would get this to move up. It was stuck. So as you can see, this is coming up with some relative ease. It's actually really easy. I'm almost shocked. And you just keep turning, and check that out. It came right off, no problems. And there's the woodruff key right there. Just set that aside, make sure you don't lose it. And now I will be able to pull the rest of the crankcase apart to do some maintenance on the motor. It was leaking fuel, and I think one of the seals here, the gaskets, needs to be replaced. So I'm going to go ahead and leave a link in the description box for this tool and where you can purchase one. They're about $10. And again, when you get it, you're going to have to modify it. Like I said, this part down here is about I would say that's 1/8 of an inch, and the space between the magnet and the outside of the crankcase is about 1/16 of an inch, maybe less. That's a more accurate measurement of the space between the magnet and the crankcase. Is about 1/16 of an inch. Before I said 1/8 of an inch. So like I said, you're going to have to take your Dremel, and at an angle, you're going to have to taper and remove the material off this. So you can see how I did that. Let me go ahead and take this magnet off. Okay, so if you look closely, like I said, it's already curved. There's like a semicircle shape in there. So you can see the material and how much of it I had to remove from here. If you guys have any questions, just leave a comment in the comment box, and I'll get back to you relatively quickly as soon as I see the comments. And if you found the video helpful or informative, please like and subscribe. All right, thanks.